From the Weather Channel, this is Storm Stories with meteorologist Jim Cantore.
Randy Graves heads home from a relative's birthday celebration. He pulls onto Arizona's Interstate 10. It's a drive he's made hundreds of times. On this sizzling hot day, the wind starts to kick up, picking up sand.
The dust was blowing across that pass over there, right through this field right here. It was coming in over the mountains. We didn't have any warning that the dust storm was coming, except that it was windy and hazy.
This southeastern corner of Arizona doesn't look like a storm zone, but when the wind picks up over this dry landscape, this stretch of road becomes one of America's most notorious death traps. Howling 50-mile-per-hour winds sweep up dust from freshly plowed farm fields just off the interstate. Visibility is reduced to almost zero.
As I pulled off into the emergency lane and made sure my headlights was off and everything, and that way people wouldn't be running into the back of me.
But tragically, other drivers underestimate the danger. During a brief break in the storm, Randy catches a glimpse of a multi-vehicle pileup in front of him. He leaves the safety of his truck and ventures into the maelstrom. Barely able to see or breathe, Randy starts to flag down traffic. He isn't even thinking of the risk he is taking.
Stop! Slow down! That was just, something had to be done to stop the rest of the traffic, and I didn't even think about it until later that I had run right down the middle of the interstate with these vehicles coming at me, stopping them, and I didn't even think about it until later, and I thought, boy, I could have been run over.
A motorist with a cell phone calls 911. Nearby Bowie Fire Department gets the emergency call. As they jump into action, the rescue team has no idea what to expect. Fire Chief Jay Dagley assumes it will be a routine call.
I expected probably 2 or 3 vehicles involved. Nothing spectacular. Been there, done that before.
But this will be no ordinary rescue. A 10-minute drive becomes a 30-minute white-knuckle ordeal. Dagley and paramedic James Gray drive through the same sandstorm on a highway jammed with backed-up traffic and confused drivers. Once they finally arrive, they get out of their truck to face the bare brunt of the storm. James Gray has never seen anything like it before.
And the dust was so bad that your visibility just on the edge of it could go from your hand this far in front of your face to maybe 20 yards. It's like walking in a fog, except the fog is just digging into you, stinging you.
Meanwhile, Randy has managed to stop traffic on one side of Interstate 10. He begins to make his way from car to car to check on those trapped inside.
But it was pretty hard to breathe at that point in time. My throat was all dry. My eyes were getting sand and dirt in them, and I couldn't see anything very good. And so I went back to my pickup and got a T-shirt and put over my nose and my mouth. And that helped me to be able to breathe a little bit better.
Arriving rescue workers are awestruck by the magnitude of the accident.
We just didn't know what we had when we first got there. It was like responding to 15 or 20 motor vehicle accidents with 7 or 8 major motor vehicle accidents where there are serious injuries, some life-threatening, all at the same time.
Where you hurt, buddy?
When the dust finally clears, everyone can see that this accident is one of the worst in the state's history. 10 people die, More than 30 are seriously injured. The 60-mile stretch of interstate between Wilcox and the New Mexico border is considered one of the 3 dust traps in Arizona. Over the span of 10 years, 45 dust-related traffic accidents have happened on this highway. For paramedic James Gray, the 32-vehicle smash-up was a challenge like no other.
I've never seen anything to date that equals what it took to deal with this incident.
It could have been far worse had Randy Graves not put his own life on the line to warn traffic that day. To the people of Arizona, Randy's a hero. And heroes are sometimes what's needed when the winds kick up on this stormy section of Arizona's deadliest road.